The town's department managers are hitting the road. A local elementary school hopes to keep its new garden after safety concerns arise, and find out how Cape Cod Community College plans to work with the future Bridgewater State satellite campus in Yarmouth. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, June 30th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. The monthly Town of Barnstable Managers meeting is hitting the road. The meeting, regularly held at Town Hall, will now be held at a different village each month, allowing staff to get to know each village a little better. Town Manager Tom Lynch says this month's meeting was held in Marston's Mills at the Burgess House.
We were greeted by Bob Frazee, who is one of the individuals who helps take care of that. Donna Lawson, there are quite a few that work over there that make that historic facility an integral part of the village. So we held our senior manager meeting there. It's an opportunity for managers to see, just what happens in that particular facility and then other things that are happening in the village. So one of the areas that we wanted to cover was, growth. The growth management department and the DPW have been working very hard with citizens, had several meetings now, on what they would want their downtown to look like. So Roger Parsons, the town engineer, was there with us, and he took us through the site inventory that they had already did of what's existing there now. And the village is basically broken into kind of four areas. There's the Mill Pond area as you first come down Route 149, the Cash Mart intersection that everyone's always concerned about because of the way they come together there, and then Main Street, which is off of that, and then further down the village core. They have done a lot of discussions about what the intersections might look like, where sidewalks should be. They're looking to increase, both pedestrian safety and the speed and the safety of vehicles along that way. So he went through a very thorough explanation of how they would like to redo the intersections. We've had some mitigation money that came through the Cape Cod Commission for some past projects, and that's what's been funding this to date. So we're very hopeful that in the next few months and beyond, we'll finalize this and really begin to implement some of the changes that they'd like to see down there, because it's a nice little village, and it just needs some attention that I think we're going to have time and money and energy to put in.
And the managers meeting will continue to be held at a different village every month. School officials are awaiting results from soil tests taken last week from the new garden at Hyannis West Elementary School. Superintendent of Schools Dr. Mary Schakowsky says the soil was originally tested several years ago due to concerns over a possible leak from an oil tank.
And keeping in mind that these are raised beds, and I think that there was some concern, and immediately we stopped sort of the harvesting and the testing or the tasting of the plantings, because we felt we wanted to take a precautionary measure. There was a parent that had approached me and actually emailed me and said that there was some concern because years ago our facilities director, Tony Lucina, indicated that there should not be a garden planted there because of some concerns about the soil. And, we did our due diligence, I know I stated that in the paper as well, but we felt, it should be a precautionary measure that we take, and we did. And we had Bennett come out and do some soil testing along with Dave Kanyak, and, certainly Pat Cassidy was there from the Cape Cod Times, and he was present during the soil testing. But this was an area that years ago there was an oil tank leakage that occurred and came up through the ground, and that's when the testing actually took place, and thinking that it might have some of that oil or that mixed with the water through the sewer might have gotten into the soil. And all the testing that we did, confirmed, and I actually reviewed the report that was back in 2008 or 2009 that stated that there was no harm that the findings was no harm and could be done to humans. So we had indicated that that was safe. And I had spoken to our attorney, Bill Butler, as well, and brought up the report. So, I know that there is some concern, and we certainly don't, want anyone to be harmed in any way, obviously, and so we are doing this testing. We're hoping to get the findings back. I know that there was some concern about a pesticide in spraying, and a pesticide called chlordane. And once again, we have seen, and they did testing. And speaking with Sula Valley, they had done testing even before they brought in the soil. And this was soil that they brought in. It wasn't the existing soil, but there was some concern that maybe some of that soil got mixed in with the other soil. So, once again, I think it's a precautionary measure. We're doing the testing. We're hoping to get the findings in a couple of weeks.
Schakowsky says this round of testing is precautionary. Results are expected mid-month. Bridgewater State University is set to open a satellite campus in Yarmouth next January. Cape Cod Community College spokesperson Michael Gross says the two schools will complement each other.
Bridgewater is coming to this area to bring their advanced degree courses, to bring courses in business specifically, and others that they believe will serve a population that's here on the Cape that's driving up to Bridgewater. And frankly, that's a lot of students. Just the same way we look at the South Shore, and we get between 400, 500, even 600 students a semester driving down Route 3 from Plymouth and that area. And that's why one of the reasons we've opened a satellite office there in Plymouth. We're down in Woods Hole. We're trying to serve a population for which travel is more and more difficult. So Bridgewater comes to Yarmouth, and they've said, in fact, that their intent is to do just that, is to bring courses that they believe are going to serve their students, make it easier for people to access what's here. But to talk about bringing a 4-year university to the Cape is not what they're talking about, and it's not what we see either. What we really see, I think, is what goes on now. And we have numerous programs and a number of partnerships with Bridgewater where, in fact, our students take their 2-year associate's degree and move into the advanced programs, the junior and senior year, and then further master's programs that Bridgewater has. I know Dr. Cox is talking to Dr. Fred Clark, who is their number 2 person on campus. Dr. Dana Mullaferrier, who has been president for many years, has announced this is his last year, so many of the discussions we're having tend to be with Fred. But I think this is a very positive thing for the Cape. People may remember at one point Suffolk University came to the Cape and was very, very prominent, brought all sorts of advanced programs, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and had a very, very strong student population here with us. They made the decision that they, as an institution, wanted to advance international programs, wanted to run their assets and run Suffolk in a different direction, and finally they closed the program to move on. That opens a massive opening for someone to come to the Cape and do that again. And I think Bridgewater is taking that opportunity. And I think most recently we had some local media questioning, is this a good thing for Cape Cod Community College? Well, it certainly was a good thing when Suffolk was here. We had numerous students who actually chose to stay on the Cape so that they could take our courses and then move into Suffolk's courses. We currently have students doing just that, that are here on the Cape, and they're taking numerous programs that are on our campus. We have 3 bachelor's programs that are right on our campus right now being delivered by universities away from us. BU has brought their Bachelor's of Science degree in nursing.
And Gross says there are many other advanced degrees available at Cape Cod Community College. To learn more about those programs and the bachelor's degrees offered, you can visit capecod.edu. Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable, this morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will talk with Police Chief Paul McDonald, learn more about JetBlue's new direct flight to New York, and we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.